Okay, my name is Ivan. I'm the founder and the executive chef of the 1925 Brewing Company. 1925 was first founded 7 years ago in 2013. It's founded by myself, my brother and my uncle. So 1925 is a very important number for us. It's actually the birth year of my grandfather. I think the idea of hospitality, that kind of spirit is very innate within our nature. So 1925 is a great reminder that what that old man stood for, and that's why we wanted to keep that alive. How the evolution of Teochew foods have come from, or rather the Teochew identity has evolved from China to Singapore, where it has picked up unique flavors and unique traits from Southeast Asia and Singapore as well. And I think that fear of having maybe the later generations not understanding what this identity is about, or adopting another identity thinking that this is Teochew, this kind of worries me. I want to change the idea that Teochew food is boring, it's only good for that kind of price. Because my grandparents, both sides, were all hawkers, right? And the amount of efforts that went in is ridiculous. I think a lot of people don't see the action behind it, so they take it for granted. So I want to change that a lot. So the first thing we actually did was to kind of change up the image of what Teochew cuisine is all about. Through that methods, we slowly elevate the status of what Chinese food or Teochew food is about, and it's no longer some dingy, dirty roadside stall kind of thing, right? It can be really good and it can be really classy. It can still be very comforting in terms of taste. So the kind of status can be enjoyed like the kind of status that we give to the other cuisines out there. Yeah. In my restaurant, it's interesting because we still handpick all our ingredients. It's important not just for the customers, but also as a training as a chef. I want our chefs to be sensitive to the ingredients that we use and to be responsible for the ingredients that we receive. And fishes are kind of like a signature for the Teochews. If you cannot cook a fish well, you're probably not Teochew, or you cannot be called a Teochew chef, right? So we have to pride ourselves in terms of using this ingredient very much. And a large part of, I would say almost 80% of our entire menu here has fish. So we're going to the fish report later to get a vibe of how these things are going and to understand where this source of a fish comes from. Yeah, and maybe pick up a fish here too. It's a long, quiet drive. So after a bustling day in the kitchen, in the restaurant, it's noisy. This nice, quiet drive is also like a decompression time for me. You get to take a slow drive and then the roads are empty. So I think the whole part of buying a fish is really awesome. I mean, the fishmongers are not exactly the friendliest people either. So nobody bothers you. So you're on your own. Yeah, basically on your own. Nobody bothers you. So I think that's one of the best things that you can have and enjoy, especially when you run a restaurant that's bustling, right? So yeah, the nice quiet time. Just came in for a fish report. So right now we're going to process the fish. 2 fishes here today. Huge one, it's about 7 kilos. And this one's about 3+ kilos. So now it's about what, 10:30? Yeah, 10:32. All right. So I'm in a restaurant now, trying to spend as much time as I can to get over with all the day-to-day operations planning and scheduling and everything else, all the other admin stuff as well. The team is already in the kitchen preparing for the reservations that we're expecting this afternoon. Two large groups of people who are kind of demanding. They are good regulars though. So yeah, so that's how we're going to go about the day for now. Okay, I'm now done with my administration, all the work on the laptop, and so it's wartime in the kitchen. This reservation is a little special. It's actually consisting of regulars and old friends. One of them is actually my teacher from the junior college. So that was quite a long time ago. And it's quite awesome because he's now bringing all the teachers. Yeah, it's almost like a reunion of some sort. So it's also even much more stressful to cook for these people because they know how how we have grown over the years in terms of the food evolution and everything else. So yeah. Okay, so the lunch crowd is kind of over right now, and obviously it depleted quite a bit of the soup. So now it's rainy weather, so fish porridge is actually kind of in the demand right now. So we have to replenish the stock. So this is the fish that we actually kind of filleted out from yesterday. Alright, the spare part is the smaller fish, so the 3 kilo one. It's already slightly dry. So this one dries up pretty quickly, and this is the larger fella. Right, it's already bone dry. But of course we will not be using these guys here, they're a little bit too young. Alright, we will first use the ones that are slightly older. But even before this, we actually have powderized long before. So these ones are slightly more smokier, slightly more smokier, more robust. So they will usually form up the base of the stock as a sort of like a concentrate. So this is our magic powder per se. Yeah.
The hard work and long hours you've put in have translated into success for 1925. Was it all really worth it?
In some sense, I think there's some truth in terms of people who work in the kitchen or in the F&B industry somehow are service. We like the idea of service. We are only a little bit much more successful than most people is because I think we have managed to balance that servitude to a little bit of that artist attitude, right? Mentality that we dictate to a certain extent what we want and what we are trying to express. And somehow whatever we are trying to express is it resonates with the customers. So I guess if you are looking from that perspective, yes, it's pretty worth it. Considering that I think I kind of gained a new family. Yeah, it's still a constant struggle for many of us internally about what goes next. So yeah, I guess it's one step at a time.